The best way you can support me is with a simple subscribe. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this. So I guess it's about time I come at y'all with my XXL Freshman Cypher react, right? I feel like my role in the culture is I let you guys go to y'all other outlets, get it from them first, maybe, whatever. But I feel like y'all come to Mr. TALIAFERRO for that real. And that's what I've been trying to give. Listen, I want to state two things before I get into what I thought about every artist. First and foremost, I want to make clear the XXL Freshman Cypher, the whole process being selected for the cover. I think the whole spill of it is people are supposed to know your artistry and your music better after this cypher, right? That's what I believe in my heart of hearts. Getting a XXL cover and everything, it's about people understanding who you are, and we believe you're up next. XXL believes you're going to be somebody that's going to be around 5 years from now. Here's XXL just previewing who's going to be the music of the future for hip-hop. That's what I believe this is. Let me start by saying this. I think everyone dropped the ball. Everyone dropped the ball. I don't think anybody got that right. I don't think anybody got personal enough. The type of connection that's needed to convince me, hey, I want to check out this person's music. None of them did that. The Kamaya, Cap G, and others, that one hasn't been released yet, but I'm doing this one anyway because the bulk of the artists that we really know, the big ones, they've already went. PNB Rock, Cap G, and Kamaya have yet to go, but I'm not really interested in that one. I'll come back and talk about that one if there's anything that impresses me. But let me just talk about the two that have been released. I'll say this. I think A Boogie with the Hoodie was the only person to get the direction down. Now, he didn't impress me lyrically, but I think A Boogie with the Hoodie was the only person to get what you should have did with this. I think conceptually he was in the right direction. From a bars standpoint, it just wasn't hitting. I think if he would have just came with better bars, I think this could have been A Boogie with the Hoodie's coming out party. I just don't think his bars were up to par, but I think he was trying to tell us personal stories about him growing up in his life. That's how you hook people into your music, when people find resemblances of you and themselves. So A Boogie with the Hoodie, I just didn't think his bars were up to par. I thought Kyle, A Boogie with the Hoodie, and Amine did better than the other freestyle that has Playboi Carti, XXXTentacion, Ugly God, and Made in TYO. I'll get the XXXTentacion last. We'll save that for last. I thought Kyle, A Boogie with the Hoodie, and Amine were better because they were rapping. At least the bars weren't up to par, but at least they were attempting to rap, and there were below average bars in all three of these guys. So I'll give them a B for effort. It just wasn't to where my standard is. And I'm sorry for still having a standard when everybody accepts anything. I'm fine with these brothers getting money, but when they put that microphone in their hand and they're trying to freestyle and cipher and all that, we got to hold them to some kind of standard. And that wasn't it. Now the second one, I'm disappointed in a lot of guys here. I thought the beat, the type beat, shout out Sunny Digital behind the boards, I thought that would fit Playboi Carti better than what it did. He disappointed me. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like what he did at all. I thought it was trash. I thought Playboi Carti was trash. I thought his energy was low. I just didn't like what he did. And maybe he doesn't care, and that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't have to be about that. Your Magnolia record is buzzing. Salute to Playboi Carti. I want to see if he can follow up with another project like the one he just had, though. I think it's going to be difficult for him. I really do believe that. And salute to Playboi Carti. I got love for Playboi Carti. But I find it hard to believe he's going to double down on that project that he just put out. It could be a one project wonder. And I just thought that beat in their cypher was for Playboi Carti to get off. And he didn't get off at all. He didn't even come with the... Even if you... Because all of them really... none of them got to the bars, really. In that second cypher. It was... To me, Playboi Carti could have been a little bit more witty with the beat and just jumped off the beat a little bit more to me. Made in TYO, nothing stood out from him. It just didn't stand out for good or for bad. I don't know anything more that I knew about Made in TYO than I did before the Cypher. I don't think I've learned in this whole process with him is that he's short. I think he's one of those guys, those K-Camp type artists that I'd rather just be behind the songs, and he flourish off radio hits because he can put up a radio hit. He's had 2 good records. The Uber Everywhere was going crazy. I don't know if his image is up to par. Nothing stood out for him for good or for bad. Sorry, it just wasn't good enough for me. Ugly God to me was garbage as well. I'm sorry that I hold myself in rap to a bigger standard than hey, she's talking about dick, and every bar don't got to rhyme with dick, wrist, and shit. I'm sorry, and bitch. I'm sorry. My rap standards are, and I'm not the New York Big Tim's blue jean wearing dude, but damn, we gotta hold it to some kind of standard. Ugly God ain't for me. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna take it a step further with Ugly God. I've been kind of shying away from that. Somebody to get Ugly God on the phone, or I need to set up an interview with him because I don't understand the hype right now. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't understand Ugly God's wave right now. I don't get it. He has a strong fan base. The Water record was decent to me. It wasn't all that to me. It was a hype, and everybody's in an uproar about this project that he's pushing back. I don't get the hype. He has a loyal fan base. I don't understand his hype. I see nothing from him that would get me remotely interested in his music. I'm sorry. There's no hype to me in Ugly God. I'm cool on Ugly God's music for now. That could change, but I've yet to hear a project. I've heard 1 record from him. I type his name on Apple Music. There's 1 record that pulls up. I'm cool on Ugly God. I thought it was trash. I thought he piggybacked off what the other person had said, and he's literally piggybacked off the first line as if he was really about to try to just freestyle and wing it and go hard. You can tell it was a freestyle, but it just wasn't good. And no, not even close to good. So that brings me to the last guy. What is everybody talking about today? Let me ask y'all a question. What is everybody talking about today? Are they talking about Ugly God? They're talking about Playboi Carti? Are they talking about Made in TYO? Are they talking about Kyle, A Boogie with the Hoodie, Amine? Hell, they XXL ain't even put out the Cap G Cypher. What is everybody talking about today? Everybody's talking about how XXXTentacion had Sonny cut that beat off, and how he got on the ground and said that demonic, evil, twisted rap. Do I stand for anything X said in that rap? No, I couldn't even understand half that bullshit. Let me make that clear. I don't rock with that type talk. And I believe in my God. Period. But I will say this. XXXTentacion is smarter than what we're giving that brother credit for. What are we talking about today? We're talking about XXXTentacion again. What have we been talking about from the young cats in the last calendar year? What, last 6 months? We've been talking about the Lil Uzis, the Lil Yachties. When everybody talks about young rappers and they bring up mumble rap, the first 2 names they say Yachty, Uzi, every time. Every time. Well, Yachty is doing pretty well, and Uzi is arguably one of the biggest. And Love Is Rage 2, it has as much hype as any other project since Jay's album already came out. It has as much hype around any other project for the rest of the year, to be honest with you. Love Is Rage, matter of fact, I'll put that in the atmosphere. That is the most anticipated project of 2017. Love Is Rage 2. So we're still talking about Uzi and Yachty a year later. And what is XXXTentacion doing? This is the guy that I don't musically rock with. It's not for me. Nothing against him. It's just not for me. But what are we doing? What am I talking about right now? We're talking about XXXTentacion. So give the brother credit. He is doing an exceptional job of completely taking over the headlines and always keeping his name the topic of conversation. When they were doing the photo shoot, there was a video that came out of XXXTentacion's slumped over. He's always doing something. When he got home, when he realized that the momentum was on him, the Look At Me record had picked up some steam, what did he do as soon as he got home? Got on the radio and dissed Drake. Did I agree with anything he said? No, I was the one saying he doesn't have the clout to diss Drake. But let me not hate on the brother. We were talking about him. We were talking about him in the same sentence as Drake. You're doing something right. Drake addressed it in the interview. You're doing something right. So in this social media world where headlines are bigger than the music nowadays, I cannot argue what X is doing. Now, all that demonic shit, it ain't for me. I'm not getting into that. I want to cut it off as soon as he started rapping. But I looked at it and I was like, oh wow, this is the moment. This is how you create a moment. So I did tell y'all to start this video off that everybody missed an opportunity to talk about themselves and help us fans get to know them. Well, X did do that with his actions, not necessarily the music. You leave that freestyle saying this dude is crazy. This dude is the devil. This dude is weird. This dude always wants to create a moment. You do leave that freestyle saying that. And I got to give that brother credit. We are talking about XXXTentacion today, not anybody else. That is the highlight of the thing. What made this dude get on his knee and start talking crazy? Was it the fact that he had just lost his cousin? What? And I think that is important. XXL freestyle kind of weak to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. And let me just say this about this class, because this class could be filled with superstars, right? I was asleep on last year's class, and out of last year's class, 2016, we got Kodak, 21, Uzi, Yachty. These guys are still around. Kodak and Uzi, I believe, have taken the center of the class and were the most talked about guys in the last year. Yachty and 21 right behind that. I don't know if this class is going to have a top 4 like that. I could see 2017's class just drifting away. Yeah. I don't know if this class is going to be around for the future. Are you asking me, do I think Kyle got another hit in the chamber? I don't know. Maybe. I think A Boogie with the Hoogie has that New York stimulus package behind him. He could be around. I like his ceiling. He could very well be around. I'll give you him. And New York's going to try to push him because they have nothing really else to push. They're going to try with him. Made in TYO. I mean, how many more hits does he possibly have in the chamber? Maybe he has a few. Ugly Guy. I just don't know what Ugly Guy, man. I haven't heard any music, man. Playboi Carti is a it factor because he does have a really good tape in the atmosphere, unlike most of these guys in this conversation. But he's not. I don't know, man. I don't know where his head is at. He's young. I got to see where he's at. He doesn't seem very receptive to some of the things that come with being in this position. And then there's XXXTentacion. And who are we talking about today, man? That brother is keeping his name at the center of conversation. And regardless if I don't really like his music, I would never listen to a record from him or album from him. I gotta give the brother props because his name is still what we're talking about today. Mr. TALIAFERRO react to the XXL Freshman Cypher 2017. Talk to me. Comment box below. What do you think about the Cypher? I want to know your opinions. I want to know all that. Talk to me. Comment box below. I ought to end this in a rap. I should end it like that because just with that, it was better than that XXX freestyle put together. No? Okay, I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty.